2. Hit the record button. Voice noise. Voice. Testing, voice. Perfect. All right. I'm here.
Do you want to cut the intro now? Because I've got an hour of pre-roll to use as, like, the hard intro.
Whatever works. We're rolling.
All right, cut the intro.
I forgot how the intro goes.
We don't have an intro. That's why I'm saying
exactly.
You're setting the standard.
This is a thing that we're doing where we talk.
Uh-huh. Hey, what up, audio listeners?
Before.
If you don't know our voices, I'm Tre.
Oh, yeah, they might want to know that. I'm Teal.
There you go. So now you know the voices that you're listening to. Very good. Now, if you're on audio only, if you're on Spotify, this week we are doing it kind of virtual. So Teal, for your imagination, is currently on a monitor on the desk in front of where he sat before. And behind him is a gif of a meat monster, which we actually ate on an IRL stream recently.
I am so red and pink. I look like a cartoon character angry, like steam's gonna come pouring out of my ears. Why am I so red? I'm so red!
That's what you look like. I can't help that,
This is not what I look like! If this is what I look like, I apologize to women everywhere.
So if you don't want to look like that, what should you do before our next recording session?
Fix everything.
OBS virtual cam. But yeah, hello, welcome to What Are My Options, ? And I have a little announcement. I've been working on something.
Okay.
You want to set me up for that?
What? Proceed.
So, part of the What Are My Options podcast is we want to bring you into the fold. You know, he wants to know what his options are. I want to know what my options are. So we're setting up the What Are My Options hotline. And that is where you can ask us a question or for advice. And are
you going to have a big phone number at the bottom? Because that might be a little complicated for the listeners.
So, hold on. So the fun thing is on Spotify, you can actually watch video and audio podcasts now. So like while they're driving 80 miles an hour, they can just glance down at the video for a brief second. But I'll also say it out loud. So if you want to call in, it's not calling in, by the way. I forgot I was supposed to do this. I gave myself this job and then didn't do this job. So bear with me. If you want to phone in, basically type in to the What Are My Options hotline, you need to email us at treneedsmoney2015@gmail.com. Once again, on your screen, that is treneedsmoney2015@gmail.com. This is an email that I had freshman year of high school when you could guess I needed money. And we hit record, and I went, ooh, what do I have that viewers can email that's not doxing? So that is what we're going to use. That is the official, from now on, What Are My Options hotline. You're going to email that. Make sure you end with the question, what are my options? And whether you want to be anonymous or your username or whatever you want us to call you.
I could also just give you my phone number if you just want to throw that up at the bottom. I mean, what malicious things could people do with my phone number? Worst case, I get a call at 3 a.m.
Okay, I don't feel comfortable doing that. You plug your phone number right now. If that's really something you want to do.
No.
And then we can both present, like, this is what my email got, and this is what Teal's personal phone number got this week. I feel like yours would be a lot more gluttonous and gross.
The problem is that 6 days and 23 hours out of the week, people would be calling in. I'd be like, you're a little late, buddy. We're not doing it. Try again later. We might be live.
Wait, you want them to call you live? Lucky? Yeah. The point is they would leave you a voicemail. Do you have your voicemail set up?
Oh, no.
Yeah, we're not going to have live callers. God, no. We don't want live callers.
What's the worst that could happen?
You immediately backed down for giving out your phone number because you realized the worst that could happen.
Well, I mean, I don't want people yelling slurs at me at 3 a.m.
Yeah, which they would do live.
I guess that happening live would be worse.
That would be even
This is a podcast. This isn't live.
So, right, you would rather in a recorded fashion to be called slurs than in your real life be called slurs.
See, on a podcast, you can bleep words. If I'm at work and I pick up because I think it's important and I put it on speaker and all my coworkers are around, I can't bleep that. That's unbelievable.
I would never at my job put my phone on speaker. I have too many people that do call me slurs probably, or call me terrible things, or ask where my penis subscription went. I would never. I don't trust anyone. I mean, I don't have a job. What have you been up to this week, buddy? It feels like it's been 2 months since the last episode recording.
I have been doing normal job stuff and sleeping stuff, and I don't live a very exciting life.
That's not true. So for those of you who don't know, Teal has a fun, wacky community, and recently I've had to dabble in there to promote our own podcast on Teal's behalf. And the 3 things that have been said to me this week is, OMG, are you sure you don't have a boner? Straight, no, you definitely meant to click the gay option. And I forgot what the third one is. I can't remember the third one. Hold on. I took notes. Did you take notes this week?
I forgot. I didn't realize
Dude,
I needed to take notes.
So I had the opposite. I thought my life was going to be too boring for a podcast, and all week I've had a notepad open, just documenting my life, and I went, ooh, plenty. So, guys, I have an apology to make this week. Already, we're on episode 1. I have a formal apology. Teal, you also, I think, have an apology. So, yes or no?
Oh.
Did you watch episode 0 of the podcast that we released?
Not yet.
Not yet. So
why? What was in there?
I live during the recording, and 4 different times post recording, while trying to get the episode out, asked you to send me a photo of your lotions and creams. The video finally had to go up, so I googled nastiest bathroom photos.
I genuinely got a DM from 2 people saying, I cannot believe your bathroom looks like this, and I had to play into the bit. I'm like, yep.
I completely forgot, actually, that I had done that until people in my family were like, he really lives like that? You really started a podcast with him? So I'm going to send you the photo real quick. This is what the world en masse thinks your bathroom looks like. My brother Ethan / editor for the channel went, so why does he keep a Pepsi in there? And I went, huh?
The Pepsi, the dry mouth serum, the Rid X, the bug spray, 3 toothbrushes, implying I own 3 toothbrushes, various gloves, dirty underwear. Yeah, okay. There's just grime on everything. Okay, yeah, no. Honestly, pretty good looking bathroom.
So I would like to apologize and clarify that is not Teal's real bathroom.
We can make up anything. You know the old saying, it's you can lie on a job resume. It's fine. They don't know you. It's the same here. Like, this is episode 1. We can say anything and people will take it at face value.
How old does a saying have to be for you to call it an old saying? Because I don't think job resumes are even a century old, guy. It's like the old saying, my Ford 2014 Corolla won't start.
It's just once people get to know you, you can't lie. But like we could spend 3 weeks telling made up stories,
yeah.
And it's like it's good.
Yeah, it's like the old saying, I gotta reset my Wi-Fi router. Oh man. Okay. Last night. Do you want one of the first notes I wrote, or do you want a recent note?
Yeah, hit me with one of these notes.
Yeah, a new one or a recent one, or yeah, one of the first ones I made, or one of the latest.
Give me a recent one.
Okay. This one's titled Saturn Accident. I got a telescope for Christmas and I haven't had the chance to use it. And the other night at 2 a.m, my dear wife was like, "Hey, there's no moon outside, so the stars are bright. Let's get out the telescope." And I was just like raw dog taking photos. I'm like, that star. No research done. And then I went to the computer and I looked up what stars did I take a photo of.com basically. And I took a bunch of baller photos of Saturn. And we'll pop it up here. You know, if you're listening, you won't be able to see it, but you know, you'll find it eventually. Yeah, that's Saturn, dude. That's amazing.
There it is.
So I am basically an astrological astronomer, I think is the word for that. I'm amazing.
Wait, you got it? You saw it through a telescope?
Yeah.
How?
Well, circle
It's
back to the
far.
telescope.
It's far away.
So currently, it's the brightest object in the southeast sky. So you could
But
actually see it with the naked eye. You wouldn't see like rings or anything, but you'd be like, "Oh, that star's bright as shit. That must be
but it's
Saturn."
far away.
Yeah, like it took the that you're not seeing it where it was. You're seeing it where it was.
Because like light years, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's actually more like light seconds. Like there's I think 8 light seconds between, or no, it's 8 light minutes between us and the sun. Is that right?
What the hell is a light minute?
How much light? Okay, light year, light minute. It's how quickly light travels in a minute. So if the sun exploded, if the sun exploded and ceased to exist like in the snap of a finger, you wouldn't notice for 8 minutes.
So the second I see the sun explode, am I dead or do I have 8 minutes left?
So once you've seen it,
Our
the heat
sun,
would dissipate
our sun.
faster than the light actually. So you start getting really cold at about the 2 minute mark. Then about 4 minutes till you see it explode, you'd be like, "Oh shit, dude, it is cold." And then you'd be like, "Is that a boulder coming right at me?" And then there'd be no sun, no you.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's so that is this week's space talk with Trey. What did you?
I'm proud of you, bud.
Did your penis bleed this week? Don't say you're proud of me. Your penis bled last week. By the way, okay, we have a question from the community that I need to deliver to you. This is from the community and my wife mostly. Denim underwear. You said you wear them. Why? Where do you get them and why?
I don't think they are denim underwear, but they felt like denim. It's you know how like your fingers are like more sensitive to touch? I think there's the same stuff on my penis. So I can just tell the feel. It's like your knees. You wear a bunch of different pants, your knees can't tell the difference because you don't have like taste buds on your knees, but like your penis is real sensitive. So I knew the second I put on that new pair of underwear that it was going to hurt me, and it did. Is this making sense?
Yeah, okay. All right. So have you stopped wearing those underwear? Is that your whole lineup of underwear? Or do you have like a plethora?
That cost me $12. I ain't gonna throw it out.
You got a $12 single pair of underwear? What do you get? Me Undies like gold tier subscription? What is it? An NFT come with it in the pocket?
I mean, if you wear a fancy shirt and it causes your nipples to bleed,
I don't wear the shirt anymore.
You gotta just get used to it.
So you're getting used to the penis. So you have exactly one pair of underwear that is denim flavored, or how many of these are denim flavored?
Just this one. This one. But
so
I'm giving it more chances.
Okay. Well, we'll have to get weekly updates then on how you acclimate.
I don't want to check in weekly on whether or not
no, we need to know like
bleeding.
how much your calloused penis is getting used to the denim underwear. That's an important thing.
It's like people who knit for a living, eventually their fingers like grow a tolerance to needles.
Right.
I'm basically making my penis stronger.
Yeah, I agree, but the needle sensitivity, that takes several years and like 8 scarves worth. So are you prepared to because like next week when you have to tell your coworker your penis is bleeding and you because last week your excuse was my foot is bleeding, winky face.
Wink.
Yeah. What's your next excuse going to be? You're eventually going to run out.
I'm just going to go through all the body parts.
Okay, until you eventually have to just say, guys, I've got one thing left. Until
eventually, I'm gonna be honest, penis is bleeding, but it is getting stronger.
They're like, guys, I think it's actually his foot again, and he's really embarrassed because he already said foot 3 times. God. I went to my high school reunion. Why are you shocked by that?
Why?
They invited me. And I graduated 10 years ago.
Ooh.
I'm 28, graduated at 18, had a class of about 96 people. 27 showed up to the reunion. It was at our local town fair. And the first guy I met up with, because it was at this loud bar, which is super annoying, so you couldn't hear anybody. We're crammed in the back. I go up to this guy, we'll call him Alan, because his name was Alan. and I introduce him to my wife, and he goes, "Oh, nice to meet you." And then he looks at me, and his first question is, "Has she let you put it in her butt yet?" Um, at full volume, and so I wouldn't recommend going to your high school reunion.
I hmm. He was just trying to catch up after
Yeah,
10
yeah,
years.
he was worried. He's like, last time I talked to Trey, hadn't been in the pooper. Let's check in on him. Last I heard, old Trey hadn't.
He's probably like, this guy's made small talk like 9 times at this point. I'm just gonna skip straight into the real
Yeah,
stuff.
he was real weird. And then the next guy I'm talking to, I was like, "Oh, how's your dad doing?" And he was like, "Oh, he died last week." And I go, "I suck at this." And then
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, you're still married to the girl from high school that you had a kid with." And he goes, "Nope, divorced a month ago." And I went, "Jesus Christ."
I oh. I swear the only reason you go to those is you're just like, I want to see who got fat. I want to see who went to jail.
Yeah.
I want to see who died.
Yeah, so you really just, I mean, but now we have like social media, so you kind of got a general idea.
Yeah.
But also it's to flex. I was like, I have a healthy marriage, and I've maintained the same weight. I haven't gotten healthier, but I haven't gotten unhealthy. So I guess that's also the good thing is since high school, what we do has gotten more cool. So, like, in high school, I would have to describe it like a radio show and very abstract. And people were like, okay, whatever, nerd. YouTube's only 3 years old. It's a fad, idiot. And so there was like, the guy that asked about the butthole, he goes, "So I'm trying to be a gun tuber. You got any advice?" And so I had to give him advice on how to be a gun tuber, which is very different than what I do.
Glad you kept talking to that guy.
Yeah. And so they were just asking for like Twitch advice and YouTube advice because, like, when I was a kid in high school, 3 of us knew what Discord was and had our own computers. And
Discord was around when you were in high school?
it would have been senior year. Like, it was very, very close because we were using Skype and Steam Call to connect before that. But now I talk to like my young brother who just got into high school, and it's like half the kids have their own like pre-built or custom-built computers and are on Discord playing Fortnite every day. And I'm like, Jesus, I was so close to being at the right time. God. So what?
Yeah, back in the 80s, it's like 10 years go past, you're like, I wonder if they're rich. Now social media, you're just like, you can check in on them at any time, and you're like, they're racist.
Yeah, that's usually what it is. You're like, okay, neat, I guess. Oh, the only other thing, my aunts and my grandfather were there. So it's at the town fair that everyone goes to, and I'm walking around looking for the bar that it's being hosted at, and I see my grandfather posted up, like, with a beer in his hand. I go, "Oh, there's Grandpa," and I see the sign behind him says Reunion Bar. Doesn't say that. And I go, shit. And I walk up, I'm like, "Hey, Grandpa, I got to go in there." He goes, "Well, let me help you meet everybody." And so my grandfather is walking me into the bar, and he's already
just regular in the bar?
Yeah, he's a regular at the bar. And so he's just like bringing me in there, and then he greases me up with a $20 bill. He goes, "Hey, man, drinks are expensive here." And so I got myself the biggest Jack and Coke possible so I could talk about buttholes, apparently, more comfortably. And then I forgot that a guy in my grade married my aunt. And so one of the other students or old classmates looked at me and said, "Hey, who's that girl? Did she go to school with us?" I went, "No, no, 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 no. That's my aunt." And she goes, "Why is she here?" I go, "Oh, she married Landon."
Oh.
So I already had the like, anxiety classmates, and then my family was in the room, and I'm just blasting Jack and Cokes for dear life.
Oh, Lord.
I was stumbling out of there. I had a really good reunion after I, got a little tipsy. Very good time. Recommend that. You said you've never heard anything about your reunions?
Nope.
No. What'd you go?
I graduated 2012.
Right.
I would go. My graduating class was like less than 40 people.
Right. I mean, I guess that makes it easier to. Do you know who like your student council was?
Me?
Wait, were you the president, the representative? What were you?
I was like in charge.
Ye-
Am I supposed to plan the reunion?
what were you in charge of? What was your position? Don't tell me you were the treasurer.
No, I was the top.
You were the president.
Or vice president, which is the same thing.
Okay, it's your job to plan the reunion. That's why I've never had a reunion. You're the guy. So
It was me?
when I asked you a month ago, did they tell you about the reunion? They is you.
I didn't know it was my
That's
job
why you
to
elect a
plan
student
this.
council. That's their like number one job.
I thought the point of the student council was to like extend recess.
Did you extend recess?
No,
Ex-
I just brought cookies and handed out pins, and people voted me, and I'm like, oh yeah, I could put this on future resumes. Did I ever tell you how I poisoned my entire class?
How did you poison your entire class, you presidente?
Well, it was for the election, and don't let this get out. By the way, I don't know if this is bad. This might be illegal.
We might cut
I
this.
was
We'll
young.
see.
I cooked 50 delicious cookies and had them in a big old tin. And as I was walking out to the car for the day, I dropped them all on the ground, like sidewalk, grass, dirt, worms, everything all over the ground. And I basically thought, I really want to win this election. And these cookies are going to win me the election. I scooped all the cookies back into the tray, brought them to school, passed them out, got compliments. A couple people said it tasted a little weird. Won the election. Everything worked out great.
Huh.
Now,
Wow. So all you've
morally-
done in office is poison your constituents and not plan future events.
An alternate world where I wouldn't have brought those cookies, someone else would have been elected, and then I would have went to my reunion.
And then
2
you would
years
have went
ago.
to and you'd have a story here. I mean, I guess you do have a. So do you remember who the president was that you were vice president to, or like do you still keep in contact?
It was a woman.
So no. So okay, why does it matter that
Listen,
it was a woman?
Junior-
I asked if you keep in contact, and your response is they're a woman. By the way,
They were a woman. It was junior, senior year of high school. I was kind of just cruising by, all right. I was just waiting for it to be over.
Cruising is not getting elected to office and running and saving cookies from the dirt. You are trying. Cruising would have been
I
doing
really
anything
wanted to get
else.
elected, but the second I got into office, I'm like, well, they can't kick me out.
Huh.
I could, I just rolled with it.
Dude, we have so many weird commonalities and differences because I was the middle school president, which meant I literally did nothing, and then I ran for high school president and I lost, which thank goodness, because then we wouldn't have had a reunion. I would have pulled a U because the woman got elected, and I went, I guess I'm not meant for office anymore. I guess I'm good at middle school running.
I think that's why I didn't run for president, because I'm like, I can't beat a woman.
Yeah,
And-
is that what you put on your posters? Vote for Teal, I can't beat a woman.
That's a good poster idea.
It's a
actually.
really good poster.
But vice president just felt like that easy, right? Like vice president, yeah, we'll elect the guy who brings
yeah.
cookies.
Vice president truly does almost nothing. Like the treasury's important jobs, secretary, the representatives are important.
I did feel like a jerk because it was the 4 girls that were like lifelong friends. And the one got president, one got treasury, one got the 4th position, and then the 4th friend I beat out for vice president. So all these meetings, it was like the 3 lifelong friends and me.
Now,
The one friend didn't get elected.
did you go for vice president because you thought it'd be the easy job, or you looked at the 4 women and you went, that's the one I can beat?
Both.
Okay.
She was the most beatable woman. I tried to gauge which woman was the most beatable, and I'm like, I could beat that woman. And then vice president is also just that one job where it's like, I'm sorry, I gotta word this better. Vice president just felt like that job was like, I don't have to do anything unless the president, like, I don't know, is involved in like a high school drunk driving accident and dies. And then I'd have to like fill her position. So I'm like, That's probably not going to happen.
Are you the Al Gore of high school politics? Who thinks about it like you? You're like, and then if like I need to go to war with the other school because they've got oil reserves, you know, I can pin that on her.
I was genuinely really did not want the president to die, not because she was like a friend, but because then I would have had to become president and it would have probably been a lot of work.
So you see a bullet coming for the president, do you take said bullet even though you're risking your harm so that way you don't have the responsibility of being a president? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. You salvaged cookies from worm-ridden dirt so that you could fear for the death of a classmate whom responsibility you did not want. That's awesome for you, man. What a stressful time you had cruising by in high school.
That's politics.
That's politics. Oh, man. Dude, speaking of bad boxers, going back to your denim, I wore 2 pairs of boxers like all day yesterday on accident. You ever do that?
Kind of.
Yeah, I got in the shower, and when I get in the shower, I'm like Superman. I grab underwear and shorts waistband and whew, straight down, and usually they're not like so uniform, but then like I get out of the shower, I put on a new pair of boxers, I lay in bed, and then at 2 a.m. I'm like, ooh, I could go play Balatro, and so it's dark, and I grab my shorts, and I put them on, and I'm playing Balatro, and then I go to bed. And then I wake up and I'm like, God, my penis is warm tonight. And I look and I'm wearing 2 pairs of boxers. And I've got a dirty pair on the outside of my clean pair. So like the clean pair is getting double fisted by like, you know, smear marks. So I had to wash them both and change my underwear early today.
Oh.
Yeah. I hate when you of all people owe me after worm-ridden dirt cookies. I mean, listen, I am gross, but I don't need judgment from you.
Did you ever do the, what is the longest you've worn a pair of underwear, including turning it around or turning it inside out? We're talking like your lowest point of your life, or like...
The lowest point... I'm 28. I haven't had a midlife crisis yet.
I mean, like, I haven't been lowest homeless. Lazy point.
I haven't had a fentanyl addiction yet. I mean, lowest... Like, how could you be that... Like, okay, because until 18, my mom did my laundry. I know a lot of kids do their laundry. I didn't have to do it. My mom just did it because if I ever had to do a chore, my strat was I would do it so wrong that somebody else would be like, let me just do it. So, like, every year they'd be like, come decorate the Christmas tree. And I'd be like, the bulb goes where the star goes, right? And they'd be like, shut up, idiot. And then they'd be like, okay. And then they'd be like, don't let Trey do it. He sucks at this. Which I do, but I also just didn't want to do it. So I would do that with laundry. But, like, you go to Walmart and a 20-pack of boxers is like $2. So like I would quicker, like if I'm really not doing laundry, I'll just go spend $2 and buy another 20-pack of boxers. I would never wear dirty underwear.
Sometimes it's just too much work to take them off.
But for them to be inverted, you have to take them off.
Yeah, but it's like you walk and get a whole new pair, or you just put them back on.
Like, I think if all my underwear got truly dirty and I was lazy, I would just go commando. And I think I've done that before, where I'm just like, all right, let's just raw dog the shorts today, I guess. But yeah, no, I've not come to that point yet where I'm just needing to go crazy style on some boxers 7 days. So you clearly have an answer to that. What's the craziest you've...
It's not a big number. It's like nothing more than like 5 days.
5 days in a row. And are you using these strats, or are you just going portrait orientation standard mode for 5 days straight?
Well, I'm not shitting myself, so it's like you just 5 days,
okay,
same underwear. This was, I don't know, this was during like either COVID lockdown or like right after high school. That's like my peak lazy, I ain't going anywhere, I don't give a shit times.
Now, do you think you're changing your boxers for other people?
Yes! If I'm alone, I don't even have like a poor pet that might walk past me and give me a look of shame.
You change your boxers so you don't get like a penis infection.
Well, Can that happen?
That's not a social faux pas. That's just general, like, health. Yeah, it can. Because you're gonna get so many poopy particles down there.
There's no poopy particles. I wipe.
Listen.
There's no poopy.
Do you fart?
Look,
do you fart?
If I saw,
Do you fart? When you fart, you're spraying microscopic poop particles, and then they're just sitting there, and they're piling up. They're plotting.
I figured that out because I would wear the underwear backwards, and then the penis flap, you just hold that open, and then the poop particles don't get in the underwear.
Yeah, but do you ever pee through the penis flap? I don't know who the penis flap is for. Whose life is so
nobody's
intense.
ever used the penis flap.
So just like, what are my options fashion, some people sit to wipe, some stand to wipe, some check the toilet paper, some don't check the toilet paper. I've been interviewing men, as I do in my daily life. I would say 40% of the men I talk to have put their penis through the boxer slit, through the jean zipper hole, and then pee instead of unbuttoning and just flopping over the top. It is more than you think. Put in the comments, penis havers, do you use the slit or not? It's more.
I really don't believe anybody uses the penis flap. If anybody does, they're crazy. Just like anybody who stands to wipe is crazy.
Okay.
And anybody who looks at the toilet paper in between each wipe is crazy.
How are you telling me you're not getting poopy butthole all over your boxers if you're not checking the toilet paper to know that you're done wiping? You can't do it by feel. I've tested it, and there's still poopy there.
No, the idea of wiping your butt for a fourth time and looking at the TP and being like, yep, I'm done. I can feel it. I have never looked at the TP in like 20 years because you can feel.
We need to do a control experiment. Like, just once in your life, I need you to check the paper and be like, that's what's still back there when I pull up my pants? Because I'm telling you, what's your average? Is it always the same or does it vary? Because you're going by feel. You're like, oh, it's a 2 a day, 5 a day, a 1 a day, a 10 a day, or are you always 4 a day?
Let me count real quick. So it's a 1, 2, and it's a 3, 4, 5, 7. I'm saying it's between 8 and 9 wipes.
On average?
On average.
So, okay. That's so much. I think the issue, you might be rubbing your butt raw. You might check the toilet paper not for poop now, but for blood.
Because it's everybody just thinks that it's the swoop 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 swoop. But like there's the canyon dips.
Yeah.
There's the little river in the back. There's of course the
I love you explaining butt anatomy to me, man with butt.
You just got to make sure you get all the spots.
Wait, are you telling me that like you go front to back and then back to front? You're not going back to front, are you?
I do one back to front.
You have poopy balls. You have poopy balls, mister. Chat, look, he's got poopy balls.
That's not. I don't do that first. That's like on wipe 5. That's like a just in case.
Wipe 5, you're like, all right, if there's any poop left, let's make sure there's some left for the balls. You never go back to front. There's no reason to ever go back to front. Why?
I just gotta be sure because I don't look.
Right. So if you look,
I'm not gonna look.
You see how quickly you're solving this problem? Why aren't you looking?
I don't want to look.
Why?
There's like you sneeze into a tissue. There's a curiosity. How much did I just sneeze? I do not want to know.
But you're not looking for curiosity. You're looking for public health.
I know when it's gone. I wipe 8.5, 8 3/4 times. I know what I'm doing.
So when you lived on your own, how much toilet paper did you go through a week? How many rolls?
I buy the 4-ply.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
The thick stuff, so you don't gotta like wow like you do in a public Walmart. It's just like four little sheets. times 8, it's like 14 sheets.
Per poop.
Per poop.
You poop in what? Once, twice a day?
If it's a big one, it's just the one.
Oh.
If there have been multiple days where it's just like you sit down and you're like, this is the one. Everything in my body for the last 2 days is coming out, and then I'm done for the day. Most days it's a twofer.
Interesting.
It's a twofer. If I ever have a threefer, it's usually something's wrong.
I think average a threefer, but it's not 3 true poops. I have a pregame poop where it's just like clearly there's a gas bubble in front of the poop because I'm like, whoa, I gotta get going. Like it's first thing in the morning. And then I sit down, I rip ass. There's like a single rabbit turd. And then my body's like, well, we're done. And then I get up and I'm like, time to get on with my day like an adult. And then my body's like, idiot. Time for the main event. And then I gotta run. Like, I live, like, for the day. Like, do you, like, be like, I guess I could go poop? Every time I have to poop, it's like, oh, fuck, now? I've never, like, it goes from, I don't really feel like pooping to, oh, God, I should have went hours ago.
Yeah. I did just learn a year ago about how the butt can suck it back in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Like, the genuine, like, it's right there, but, like, the butt has, like, a built-in mechanism where it's like, clearly you're busy, dude. We'll do this later, and it, like, pulls it back up.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
So then I go through the main event, which is shockingly urgent every time. And then then I think what happens is my butt's so tired that it closes like mid poop push out. So there's like half a poop left like in the barrel, but like it's so far that muscles can't push it, so it's just like lodged there. So I got to go back about my day for an hour, and then my body goes, "Okay, we've got enough gas in the barrel to fire it out. Let's get this done with." And then I'm done with the day. That is, I just finished my 3 poops an hour ago, and now I'm good for the day.
I'm gonna be honest, I think there's an unwritten, like, podcast rule that you shouldn't spend your first episode talking about shitting and wiping and...
That's the unspoken rule of podcasting?
That's the unspoken rule. Like, people are like, I'll get a feel for it. I wonder what the topics are. Gaming? Politics? They're talking about shit.
I feel like it'd be worse if we talked about gaming and politics for 10 episodes, and then episode 11 we're like, bloody penis and poop for a whole hour. I think we need to let them know, like, this is the standard we're going to start with going into this.
Yeah, this is going to be the gist.
Like, it's just 2 men with no shame sharing experiences that everyone has. Maybe not everyone, but many people. We're what is it, normifying? Adding normalcy to the world.
To what, shitting?
Yeah, to shitting. Now you're judging this podcast, so quickly, but I'm looking at some of the comments. Have you seen the reaction from episode 0?
What are the reactions? What are we hearing?
Oh, here, straight off the presses. YouTube commenter at Bazager6469 says, "Is Teal standing?"
I have a long torso. That's a comment? Somebody said that?
That is a comment. That is a comment we have. Another one. They're all reacting to you. Nope. I think this episode I'm gonna get more backlash than you, because I was like, I need to step up my game for episode 1. Ethan, editor of the channel, actually said, "Teal, if I meet someone and cut their hair, and every time it grows, I cut their hair, then they have a kid, and I do the same, will their kid be bald?" Now, do you know what that's in relation to?
He's making fun of me, isn't he, about the broken arms?
The broken arm theory.
The broken arms made sense, because that's in your body!
Everyone disagreed with the broken arm theory. Unfortunately. Because it's, again, with birth, it's all genetics. So whether it's in your body or outside, hair is genetics, bone is genetics. So it follows the same rule. I feel like
there has to be some sort of genetic that if your mom and dad have broken their arms 50 times, that you're just going to be born with really shitty arms.
I mean, if they broke them naturally, but if they're forcefully doing it, if they're like, oh, honey, get out the bone-breaking machine, let's do it.
Your DNA can tell the difference between falling out of a tree and the arm-breaking man who shows up every year genetically?
What do you think your DNA does? Because apparently it doesn't do anything in your mind.
No.
Nothing's carried across.
I was vice president. I didn't do anything. I didn't learn anything.
I'm saying the DNA tells the kid that the parents had brittle bones prone to breaking. So yes, if the parents were prone to breaking bones and thus then broke a lot of bones, it is likely the kid would have that genetic issue. Now, if they manually said, okay, time for the daily jump off the roof segment, and broke bones, that's not getting transferred genetically. That might get transferred like nature versus nurture style. Like they might teach their kid about the jumping off the roof machine. But ultimately, no, the genetic does not go across.
That doesn't make any sense.
Also,
science doesn't make any sense.
Once again, I said this episode 0, I don't like being the smart person. I had a bunch of pushback in my real life where they were like, by the way, you're also a dumbass. He just doesn't know to call you a dumbass sometimes. And I was like, I know, it's annoying. I'm acknowledging I am equally dumb and lacking of shame. I should have more shame.
You say something stupid and it sounds smart to me?
I guess. God, I almost assaulted an old woman the other day.
Why?
So, like, there are things that used to be around, and you're from the Midwest, too, that now feel like... So, like, I'm only 28, but I feel like I've seen 2 centuries. So, like, first half of my life, the world was like, 2 men, they want to kiss and pay taxes together? No, but then they could, and that was crazy. And I was like, whoa, that's awesome, dude. First half of my life living in Missouri, we had smoking sections in restaurants. Like, and the rest of the world was like, that was back in the 50s. And I went, the Midwest definitely still had smoking. Did you have smoking sections growing up?
Maybe.
Maybe. What do you mean, maybe?
I don't remember, because my parents didn't smoke.
Right, but I feel like you would have seen the smoke. Because that was the issue with smoking sections, like, smoke go everywhere. Like, it was such a dumb system to have non-smoking and smoking. The smoke was just everywhere.
A lot of stuff pre 9/11 is a blur.
Yeah, same. I was 4. And so then, to bring me to my final point, littering. I remember, and again, every region's different, so maybe not everyone had this, but, like, as a kid, everyone was like, oh, you done with that? Chuck it out the window. We're on a road trip. What are we going to be, idiots? Keep it in the car like animals? Throw your trash can out the window, dumbass. And then there was just like a point, like maybe 2010, which is way too late, where we all went, nah, probably shouldn't do that. And you still see litter everywhere, but you don't see people blatantly do it. And I'm sitting in a McDonald's waiting on a DoorDash order, and there's this old woman in an electric vehicle SUV parked to my left. And I glance over, and she just throws a cheeseburger out the window onto the ground because she's done with it. And I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Like, I was in awe. I was like, I had to Google, is littering illegal still? And it still very much is. And so I went, okay, if she does that again, I'm going to get out and pick it up because there's a trash can in front of my car, so 2 feet from her door. And I'm like, that's crazy. So I watched. Yeah?
I was just going to say, my stance on it being food is that if it hits grass, it's okay.
Yeah, right, because it is, like, degradable. I mean, it's McDonald's, so it's, like, over 1,000 years. But then she gets out
take a while.
Her, like, 44-ounce sweet tea, and she pulls out the straw wrapper, and she rips the top little, like, inch of the straw wrapper, drops it out the window. Rips a little bit more, drops. This is her favorite thing in the world to litter. She rips the straw into 10 pieces, balls up, draws out the window, and then she finishes her nugget box, drops it in the window. So I get out of the car, I pick it all up, I stare through her open window at her for like a solid 3 seconds, and then I walk to the trash can, drop it in, and then I sit in my car and I stare at her for the rest of her meal. Praying that she does it one more time, because I don't know what I would do or say, because I'm like, you're an insane person doing an insane thing, and probably nobody has ever said anything. And the whole rest of her meal, I'm just like, don't do it. Don't do it. We both don't want to have this day today. And I'm like declining DoorDash orders. Like I left $20 on the table because I'm like, I have to sit here and watch this woman eat a meal with her husband in the other seat. And like she like clearly feels shame and like it clearly looks emotional about this. And so I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna feel bad, you idiot, you 60-year-old hag littering woman. And so
she's just like, oh, these nice McDonald's employees pick up after you. Yeah. That's so nice.
And so they finish their meal, and I go, I'm about to see the whole bag come out, and they're gonna leave. The husband gets out with the bag, and I go to watch him go to the trash can. He walks it all the way into the building, so he doesn't have to go near me. Goes all the way into the building, throws it away, gets in the car, and they leave. And I felt like a superhero. I was like, yeah, Stell or Ruth or whatever your name is. You know old people names.
You're like a low-level Batman.
Yeah.
Or instead of just somebody litters and you jump up.
It just felt like I was so in shock at first that I had to research, is littering still bad? Like I was like, she was doing it so nonchalantly. I was shook.
Do you think anybody has been arrested for like casual littering?
No, because it's a misdemeanor, so you just get fined for it, and you have to do community service. So, like...
Picking up, oh.
Yeah. So if a cop sees you do it, they'll write you, like, a $200 ticket or something like that. Nothing too crazy, you know, it was like, probably should do. But, I mean, you'll still drive down the highway, and you'll see, like, a 48 case of Mountain Dew, and you're like, who the fuck is throwing this out the sunroof? Because it's the only hole wide enough while you're hauling down the freeway. It's crazy.
Part of me wishes I was rich just so that I could commit crimes.
Such as?
Well, like littering and speeding and
so the fine is the only thing that stops you from littering?
Yes, like imagine like being a billionaire and like you throw trash on the ground and a cop hands you a $200 ticket, and then you do it again right in front of him like 8 times, and then you just like pull out your credit card and you're like cha-ching and you walk free. Imagine living your whole life like that. That's the life. That's the goal.
We're like battling for least shame this episode. Jeez. You're like watching the squirrel choke on your plastic lid. You're seeing the turtles choke on like the soda bottle wraps, and you're like, if I was a billionaire, I'd give a lot less of a fuck.
I do think like fines should match how much money you have. So if somebody's like paycheck to paycheck, barely making it, and they get a $200 fine, if you're a billionaire, that fine should be like $12 million.
Yeah, because if it's not proportional, then there is no crime. Like, if you're like, hey, it's $5 to litter, it's like, oh, that's the fee to litter instead of the fine to litter. It's like, oh, okay, whatever. That's a minute of my wage. Yeah, no, that's... I don't think anybody disagrees with that except for billionaires.
It would be really funny to go 10 over the speed limit and then have to pay $20 million.
Yeah.
Think of what we could do with that $20 million. Just life would be so much better.
With $20 million?
With just $20 million.
Guys, if the government just had an extra $20 million, think of the possibilities.
Would be so much better.
Guys, we could all have meat mountains. We could all... God. That pickle meal was disgusting, by the way. I was talking to other people about it. I watched it back. Did you watch any of the TikToks that were posted about it?
Yeah.
Okay, there's a couple good ones where I'm disgusted, but you're so disgusted that it cures my disgust because I'm just, like, enjoying how much, like, trouble you're having with a singular piece of boba pickle.
It's just such a strong flavor. My mom, pickle is her favorite flavor. She buys all pickle stuff. She told me that the pickle boba was too weak, that she had to add more pickle juice to it to make it stronger. So when I got it, I assumed it wouldn't be that bad.
Right. Huh.
But my mom's insane, so.
Now, your mom, did she enjoy pickle juice before you were born?
No, it just started like a few years ago.
Because if she had drank it before you were born, then that would mean you would like it. By the teal hair and bone theory.
What was your mom's craving food? Because my mom's was spinach.
How do you know?
So, My mom, all she ate was spinach while she had me. So she said, and she might have been lying to me, but I believe everything my mommy says. She says that when I was born, because of all the spinach, I was the most muscular baby the doctors had ever seen. And the doctor said, "You got yourself a little Popeye here. Must have been all that spinach." So
I don't. This feels like she was watching Curb Your Enthusiasm and gave you the. That feels so scripted.
I believe it. I've told everybody my whole life I was a buff baby.
Are you in the Truman Show? Because that feels like a Truman Show style ad read where they're like, we should name him Popeye. Popeye, the spinach your kid needs. It's like, thanks, Doc. So that's why my name is Popeye Teal Kyle Hollow.
I just got jacked because all I was getting as a baby was spinach.
Do you think any baby has ever been born jacked? Actually, then they're like, damn, he's kind of jacked.
We should do this experiment. Let's continue from. I think we just need a bunch of people to do genetic experiments on.
Are we saying that this is going to be like, what are my options? Eugenics, the podcast.
Yeah, we do the arm breaking experiment. We do the can we make a buff baby experiment. Let's just eugenics, but in a fun way, not like a bad way.
Yeah, classic fun eugenics. Not the.
Let's just do eugenics. Some light eugenics for fun. Yeah.
Like if we could just get rid of like people that need eye patches. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's like, what are they, fake pirates? You idiots.
I don't think fish have souls.
I don't think so either, but you picking out fish means you probably think other animals have souls?
Yes.
Okay. We're going to play a game here. I'm going to say an animal, you say soul or no soul. Got it? Welcome back, everybody, to What Are My Options? This is Soul or No Soul. Teal, play the jingle.
Doodly-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Soul. Okay, dog.
Souls.
Oh, bat.
Souls.
Ant.
A little teeny soul.
Anteater.
No souls.
Crow.
Souls.
Robin.
No souls.
Batman's Robin.
The dead one?
Mm-hmm.
No souls.
No soul. Okay. Human baby.
I think it just has to grow.
Lion baby.
Souls.
Ooh, that little bit of crust you get in your stomach if you haven't taken a shower for a while.
No souls.
Okay. Thank you for playing, chat. This has been Soul or No Soul with your host, Teal Hollow 1. So
I'm just so mad that like ghost hunting is this whole big thing, but it's always just human ghosts.
Do you think ghost hunting is a big thing still?
It is. There's
How
so
often
many
do you
TV
run into
shows.
ghosts? I mean, yeah, there's a lot of TV shows about the Jersey Shore, but that's not real. What do you?
It's like we're like the little bug ghost and the dinosaur ghosts and the bird ghosts.
Yeah, I think like if ghost, then sentient. So I would say there's probably like if there's ghosts, there's got to be elephant ghosts, because elephants know what's going on. There's dolphin ghosts.
Are there animals that aren't sentient?
Yeah.
Fish.
I'm talking self-awareness, like, because like ants, they don't think, they do. Like they act off instinct. They go hungry, eat. But like we take time and be like, but what do I want to eat? Yeah, you're sentient. What do you think sentient?
I eat. How am I different from an ant?
Because you think about what you want to eat. You might be like, let me play 5 more minutes of video games. The ant's not going to play 5 more minutes of video games. He's going to eat the moment he's hungry.
Ants are so smart. If you leave out a cracker, they go tell their friends, and if you take out the cracker, all the ants kick his ass.
Yeah. That's hive mind instincts. Do you really think? I'm telling you, ants are not sentient. Like, and again, that's coming from the fake smart guy in the podcast. No, it's dolphins, pigs, elephants, humans. That's it. That's the 4 animals that we know what's going on.
That's why I say fish don't have soul.
No, yeah, because but why fish specifically? So you look at a fish in what?
Because a fish ghost would still be stuck to water, right? Because ghosts always haunt
Right.
a familiar place.
Yeah, but why? So you think you can only have a soul if you breathe air? Do you,
Yeah,
do
actually,
you think
yeah,
there's
that
no
makes sense.
water in heaven?
Yeah, because then everybody else would drown.
How do I go to the beach in heaven then?
You,
You're telling me it's heaven, but there's no beach? There's no
I,
Margaritaville in heaven?
I, I do think fish have an afterlife, but I think it's like hell.
Oh, that really sucks
It's like
for them.
it's like all dogs go to heaven, all fish go to hell.
I'd like to watch
So,
that
like-
movie.
So like heaven is dry, and hell is wet.
Heaven is dry, hell is wet. Hey guys, welcome to What Are My Options? This is Heaven is Hell, Hell is Wet. We're gonna name an animal, find out if it's in heaven or hell. Teal, play the jingle.
Doot, 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 doot.
It's the same fucking jingle. Do you think like hell is wet, heaven is dry? It's so dry. Why is heaven so dry? Why can't heaven have a
It's
little like rain? It's just.
It's just dry.
Do they at
It's
least
just
have
dry.
moisturizer, or are they just constantly like peeling?
It's very room temperature dry.
It's a room temperature dry. So you constantly have like a nosebleed then.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, awesome. Heaven, cool. The only liquid is nosebleed via heaven dry. So you go to hell.
That's
and
why
it's
people
wet.
always say. That's why people always say when hell freezes over because
It's so wet. Yeah, the stuff's got to be down.
That if it freezes, it's it.
I thought they said when hell freezes over because it's impossible because it's so hot that there's no moisture there and there's nothing to freeze. But you're
Well, there's fire,
saying
too.
it's possible. There's some water there. So, I mean, there's a chance it might freeze over. Interesting. I mean, if hell has water and fire, it's not... I mean, that's not that crazy. What else has hell got going on for it? Not to get too theological on the Poop Podcast. They've got fish, and they've got water, and they've got fire. Sounds kind of
Fish.
badass.
Water, fire. It does sound a little badass.
Whereas heaven is just room temperature and dry, and no fish?
No fish.
What if a man fishes his whole life? It's his favorite thing. He gets to heaven, he goes, ah, shit. Should have killed more people and gone to fish hell. Damn it. I'm in
Catching
stupid,
much up here.
dry, no fish heaven.
If anybody here has like read the whole Bible,
Uh-huh.
whole Bible,
Fact check it.
tell us. Fact check us. Tell
Uh-huh.
us if any of this matches up.
Yeah, was this in Exodus? Was this in Genesis? Was this in the other ones?
What does God say happens to the fishes?
Dude, Jesus is the fish, isn't he? Is it? Because like the Catholics, their logo is fish. So it's like the fact that you're saying fish go to hell is the craziest thing, because when Catholics they give up like specific red meat for Lent every year, and fish sales skyrocket like at Dairy
They eat
Queen.
lint?
No. So I was Catholic in high school, and what you do is to simulate what Jesus did, you know, by giving up life, you give up like your toaster oven. So like 45 days before Easter, you have to give something up until Easter. And then you get to enjoy it again. You're like, wow, I'm like Jesus. So like in high school, like I remember some of the fellow Catholic dudes, they gave up masturbating. I'm like, yeah, that's definitely the same as his plight. I was super into it.
I mean,
so
technically, Jesus, when he died, he couldn't masturbate.
yeah, that was the worst part. I gave up electricity and went Amish, so I got a big cardboard box, put in my Xbox, my PSP, my phone, my iPod, my computer. I gave it to my mom for 45 days, and I just like did nothing. It kind of sucked, and I was like, now that's what Jesus went through, guys. I figured it out. But most standard, they just give up red meat, and so like fish sales skyrocket. So that's why like before Easter, like every restaurant introduces a new fish sandwich, because like they're all about that fish.
Oh, I just like hunted for eggs.
Yeah, that's Easter Day. Yeah. That's the main component. That's, you know, he's like, "What up, bitches?" And he kicks in the door and he's like, "Want more red meat? It's time." He's got a cow and he's like, "I put the fish in hell. You can have meat again." So maybe fish are in hell because they're eating the fish as a
They're eating
last
the fish,
resort.
And then the fish go to hell. This it's starting to piece together. It
It
makes sense.
is. I think
It makes sense.
I think we could do an episode of this where we rewrite the Bible. We just look at the three main points of the chapter and the title, and we go from there. So like Exodus, right? What do you think happened in Exodus?
Was that the one with the boat?
Sure. I don't know what specific boat you're talking about. You talking about Noah's Ark?
The big boat.
The big boat, the two animal boat. Yeah, that's not Exodus. That's super late
What?
Bible. Yeah. That
What?
was like in like
Was that
1804.
recent?
Yeah, that's super recent.
That happened in
No,
1804?
it wasn't. See, sorry, it wasn't 1804, but it was like post Jesus. It was way after Jesus. I think. I'm pretty sure it was way after Jesus.
Well, Jesus was in zero.
Yeah. He's pretty much. Yeah.
So Noah's Ark happened in the last 2025 years?
Yes, I'm gonna say that. Yep, for a fact.
That what?
Remember?
Didn't everybody drown?
Yeah, because remember the Bruce Almighty sequel? What was it? Steve Almighty with Michael Scott. You know, he was Noah's Ark. Do you not remember that? Have you seen that movie?
I have
Okay.
not.
Remember? Oh. Anyway, yeah. So Exodus, exit. That was when Moses took all the fellas and he went, "Let's get the fuck out of here, dude. They're being real mean to us. Let's exit." Exodus. It's like old for exit.
It just feels really special to like talk about shitting and wiping for 10 minutes and then 20 minutes later we're discussing the Bible.
Now that only the real Christians and theologians are left, let's tackle the real topics.
The one really Christian viewer is like, finally, it's about time. I had to sit through all the shit talk.
I don't know, we looked at the time, we were like, well, there's 10 minutes left, we're out of topics. Guess we'll break out the Bible.
Jesus, am I right?
If you don't
what
wanna...
was that all about?
If you don't know to explain the Bible next week, please take notes next time and have some stories prepped. Otherwise, we're going right back to the Bible. God, all right, that pretty much wraps it up. Watch the Monday video if you haven't already. We ate pickle. Next Monday, we eat meat mountain, and Wednesday, Wendy's. I think I got a plague for the last conversation. If you're thinking, what are my options to support this podcast? On Spotify, you can rate us 5 stars, please. That's really nice.
We're on Spotify now?
Yeah, this is the first episode going on Spotify. At what are my options?
Episode 0 is not going to be out. We should put episode 0 on Spotify.
See, the issue with that is then Spotify will list episode 1 as episode 0, and the Spotify episode number will never match with the actual episode number.
What if it's like 1.0 and 1.1?
Oh, and so then episode 3 would be so it'd be 1.1, and then episode 3? I don't... How do we eventually get in order with your system that you just explained?
I think you just need to do the math on it.
Yeah, I think I'll figure out the production side. You take notes this week. That is your job this week, is to take notes. I will manage the... Once again, that is treyneedsmoney2015@gmail.com. The what are my options ? Hotline. We'll take all serious questions.
We'll take every question.
Exactly.
Every single one.
Podcast every Friday on YouTube and Spotify. Video podcast is on Spotify and YouTube. Also, there's the audio only on Spotify, so there's 3 options. Every Monday, we've got a bonus video. Yeah, so that is everything from us. I've been Trey. He's been Kyle/Teal. Goodbye.
I mean, goodbye.
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 Goodbye. She was the most beatable woman. I tried to gauge which woman was the most beatable, and I'm like, I could beat that woman.